Hey guys, welcome back to Lucid Trading. We are now live, and you can see most stocks right now still looking green. Of course, they have not properly updated yet. But looking at Apple right now, it's a little bit in the green. And let's just check the futures. The futures are a little bit red, actually. So that is not surprising. We did see a massive, significant move to the upside yesterday, so it does make sense for the markets to kind of be consolidating right now and actually not going up rapidly after yesterday. But yeah, welcome to the live stream, everybody. Welcome back to Lucid Trading. We're going to be covering many interesting stocks, and I think today might be a positive day, but we'll see. Let's see if it's going to hold up, because right now we're just kind of looking if the stock market in general could be holding up here. That is going to be the most crucial thing to be seeing, that we don't fall back into, well, I would say for the NASDAQ, below the 13,000s. Because if that happens, well, it's kind of game over from there. Let's see if I can check the live chat. Welcome, guys. Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Lucid Trading. Good morning to Empowering Physiques, Tanisha, Roberto, Chile, Baron, David, Vigentis, Jude, Tobias, Kent, Greg, Patrick, Esme, let me see, Dimitris, George, Hugo. Welcome, guys. Welcome back. Somebody's pointing out that AI, C3.ai, is dead. I have to disagree. Let me just set the webcam a little bit more to the downside. So I don't necessarily agree that AI is dead. I think AI is going to be just fine. Although it is now down quite a bit. We saw a rebound. We did have the rebound. I expected good numbers. Earnings were not so good. Keep in mind, usually earnings are quite a gamble. In terms of how investors are going to be reacting to that. And it's down roughly 12.5 percentage points after this significant downturn that we've seen. I think given that we've already seen this massive downturn here, the one that we're seeing in the pre-market is not going to last. I would highly doubt that. Technicals are looking very oversold, and it's going to go even deeper into oversold territory now with the pre-market being this low. Now, this is obviously happening because of earnings not measuring up against the expectations. They grew about 19% quarter over quarter, which is okay, but they're still losing money, lots of money, I would say. The growth rate was not as high as people expected. People were expecting 30 to 40% growth, and we didn't get that. And also, the forecast would be that this year, C3.ai would only be growing about 20%, which is, it is not a lot if you consider the market cap. Sitting at $11 billion with revenues of about $150 million. However, their edge is that they, right now, in the AI enterprise industry, they are the leading company there. And they kind of have a monopoly in that niche. And that is definitely something to be reckoned with. I think over time, they're going to be performing quite good. It's only going to be taking some time from here for it to be rebounding. But yeah, I generally think that when earnings are bad, that kind of provides the best opportunity to be buying the dip, if anything. I remember making a video about C3.ai. I was very hyped about it because the whole concept of it is pretty great. I checked their balance sheet, no debt. Been growing really rapidly the past 5 years. I am expecting the next 5 years to be some very good years for C3.ai. But one, earnings not being that great. I don't think that is going to be definitive. Let's just put it that way. Especially as we see what will be happening in the coming months in terms of contracts coming out for this particular company. We know that the AI space is growing rapidly. We know that C3.ai is kind of leading in that niche that it's in right now. That niche will be expanding over time as well. So I am not too worried about it. I think they'll be just fine. They have great leadership. and they're still growing. It's not like they're not growing. It's just expectations were too high. You had the NASDAQ falling off a cliff. We had a sector rotation happening. So all these things happening at once, you know, it's kind of unlucky. I remember posting a video when C3.ai was sitting about $160, and I personally do not go all in. I buy little amounts at 160. I personally just wait off. If I get a better opportunity, I would buy more. I bought 150, bought 140, 130, etc., etc. Eventually, I bought a boatload at the 120, putting my average around the 120, right? So that is personally what I had done. I actually diversified as well. You know, over time, I thought, oh gosh, this is going to drop more. So I kind of deleveraged my risk, came back, put more money into C3.ai at lower levels, and I will be holding this. If needed, I could hold this stock for like 5 years. I would not mind doing that at all, because I do know in 5 years the AI market is going to be roughly 6 times what it is right now. And they are an AI player. Their ticker is AI. It's in the name. And they're all about AI enterprises. So I'm personally still positive on it. Alright, Gara, give us a good stock to buy. I can't do that because I'm not a financial advisor, but I'll be looking at some stocks in a moment. But let's see what's happening here. But yeah, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Today is an interesting day. The stock market in general is not falling off a cliff. We're kind of consolidating, which is good news. I think if this keeps up the way it's been keeping up, we'll see stocks not only recovering, but doing quite good, as in gradually returning to the all-time high, and potentially even breaking it. But for now, I'm just a bit skeptical about that. I think the next level we're going to be seeing on the NASDAQ, for example, would, if it doesn't fall back off a cliff here, would probably be around the 13,450s. That is well, let's just say 13,400s. That's that next level. Yeah, we did assume that the SPX would come down a bit here. And if you check the futures, they're roughly down. I said it was going to go down initially. People are going to be taking some profits. And let me check the currency com. And yeah, that is exactly what happened. It returned to the 3,880s, which we saw on the other graph. And then it bounced. So see that? So that's exactly what I kind of portrayed would be happening. So that is looking quite good. Looking not bad at all, I would say. Very, very good stuff. Yeah, we have already taken a look at C3.ai. I'm still very positive on it. Although you have to keep in mind, it's now dropping very fast. And we do know there's a gap right there to the $102. So if anything, I would say that $102 might be the zone where I could see this head back to. So let me check the 15 minutes. So let's just say it bounces back. It bounces back roughly to the $110, returns back down, fills the gap to the 102. That would be like the bottom. I think this gap, once it's filled to the roughly $102, that would be the bottom. I do not see it going lower than that unless we get some more negative news about this company. But so far the pattern has still been down. But it's been decelerating. This downturn is decelerating. You know, we're not seeing it go down as fast as what we saw in the beginning. So it's kind of... yeah, it might get a little bit worse because there is a gap right there. And in fact, gap right there as well. So... I do not think it's going to go to the 90s. I really don't think that's going to be the case. Not after this massive downturn here from the 170s to the 100s. I don't know. I think these bad days are actually the days where you can get a sizable position in a company. That's all I can say about it. I'm going to remain optimistic about C3.ai. They're still growing. Great leadership. I think they're doing fine. They're not doing excellent. If they would have done excellent, you would have seen a stock rebound to the 150s. Yeah, not every quarter can be like that. And they did prove themselves. The past 5 years, they've been growing rapidly. So I would not doubt them. If anything, this $102, where it will fill the gap, might be the bottom there for C3.ai. We've got roughly 25 minutes left until the market is going to be opening. Let's see. Someone is so bearish. It's kind of funny. Someone said hello from Seattle. Oh, that's pretty cool. Hello from the Netherlands. Let's see. C3.ai earnings, somebody's calling it garbage. I don't think it was necessarily garbage. I think they were fine. They were not bad. They were not okay. They were not terrible. They were okay, and people were expecting something better than okay because the market cap was sitting at high multiples. I personally expected them to be reporting 30 to 40% earnings. They came in low. Like it was, I think it was 49 million. It was an 18 or 19% increase, which is not significant in terms of the valuation of this company. You would expect higher. But if anything, I will be buying the dip here. If it gets to $106, I'm going to buy like, let's just say 10 shares. See if I can pull that off. And but yeah, it's not only C3.ai dropping, it's also Xpeng. Still not rebounding. Well, Xpeng is now dropping because Neo is dropping. I made a whole video about this one. I think it might rebound on the actual open. But yeah, Neo right now selling off 6.7 percentage points. So it's getting there, right? So it might breach this trend line. I don't think it will. I think earnings were good. But what was really bad is about what's going to be coming for the company. We know for a fact that they have some supply issues, and that will be impacting their deliveries as well. Which is going to be impacting their earnings, which is going to be bad for next earnings. I didn't really talk about that in my recent video on Neo because I didn't think that it was going to be mattering that much. But as I just looked into it, it's actually quite detrimental. The CEO even warned about it. They actually warned about that supply issues could be affecting their delivery rate. It's still down 12% on AI. Let me see what's happening with Tesla. Tesla's also down. Was getting close to my 740s at some point. Was at the 723 at some point. And Snowflake is kind of staying flat. Palantir's up 0.77%. That is looking pretty cool. Going along with the trend line that I drew. So hopefully it could see some significant upside there. Apple is holding up. Remember, I expected Apple to come back to the 125. See support there and kind of lift off. So that's still going to be my estimate here. If Apple can go to 130 right now, that would be like incredibly bullish. I would say the stock market would be quite bullish as well. Usually when Apple's going up like that, you'll see a very bullish stock market. They go hand in hand, I would say. I want to check some recovery stocks. I generally try to check Carnival Corp, which is now up 1.6%. American Airlines up again, 0.9%, so it looks like they're killing it now. Chevron is going flat. This is obviously not necessarily... Well, it is kind of a recovery stock, because most people are not using fuel. They're not going out with cars, I would say, at least not as much as what we've seen in the past. Tesla is at 715. BNGO is finally going up, which is what I expected with BNGO, so that's great. Nano Dimension doing the same thing. So that is pretty good stuff. I want to check ARK Invest. Let's see what's happening with ARK. I was bullish on ARK. I think ARK has bottomed out. Yeah, now is the question, how strong will ARK rebound? How strong are they going to be seeing upside? I don't think it's going to be as strong as we have anticipated in the past. Let's see. Man, it is really warm in here. It's like, I think, let me check the temperature. It's really warm. I'm noticing it. It is. Whew. I am melting like an ice cone. The dollar is kind of flat. It's not like the dollar is spiking. It is up, but it's not doing anything significant at the moment. So that is good. Dow Jones is up. That's not up actually. This is not. These are not the futures. Let's check the. Oh, let's check the futures at the moment. Still down. Someone says, I'm jealous. I lost my power outside. Hello from Boston. Oh, 9. Is it Fahrenheit? I don't know what that. Is that Celsius? Oh, Celsius. 9 Celsius outside. I cannot believe that people lost their power. That is unheard of. Someone saying Palantir looked close to overbought. Let me check Palantir. Yeah, it's still weak. The growth stocks are looking very weak. I think there are several reasons for that. For example, Palantir recently had a lockup period expiration. So that's like a negative kind of catalyst. It is still weighing in. This will be kind of a thing for like a week or two. And you have with the EV stocks... Well, you have supply shortages, so there you go. That's your negative catalyst, and that will be like for Tesla, XPeng, Neo, yeah, pretty much. Snowflake has a lockup period expiration coming. Nano Dimension recently offered shares. I think the only one that is actually not doing that bad in terms of like catalysts is Apple. Amazon had some really controversial stuff going on with the warehouses. So it's just I guess a negative time period for all these stocks. Which is exactly when these stocks will dip and give you the buying opportunity. Because it's not going to stay like this forever. I'm pretty sure about that. I want to check CD Projekt. CD Projekt has gone down quite a lot. Look at that. And the situation has gotten worse for CD Projekt as well. I want to check historic prices. Oh. Although we did see a massive spike back to the 378 on CD Projekt, but that didn't really last. I think it was mainly because of Wall Street bets. Yeah, so this will be interesting. I think I'll actually buy some CD Projekts right before earnings. I think earnings might be a positive catalyst. Could be a swing trade of roughly 10-20%. So I'm looking for that right now. Trevor Sachs coming in with a $3 donation. He says, "Can you look at GOEV? Canoe Inc. Thoughts?" Sure. GOEV. Let me check it out. Right, so with Canoe, let me check its market cap and earning. They don't have earnings. Consumer durables, motor vehicles, but they don't have any earnings. Very interesting. I guess people are anticipating something happening in the future. This is kind of the base that we have in terms of the price. We have earnings coming up. The recent kind of pattern what we've been seeing is that earnings comes around and we see sell-offs. So that's been quite an evident thing. 4 hours not looking that bad like many other stocks that are down quite substantially. So and then on the daily time frame, yeah, it does make sense for Canoe to be rebounding here. It's already kind of heading up. The daily is getting closer to doing a cross and a reversal. And same goes for the RSI. With earnings coming up as well. So I think earnings is going to just be a gamble in this kind of... in our current kind of time of being, I think earnings is going to be a gamble. So I wouldn't play it necessarily for earnings, but I think it might, like, maybe like 2 weeks from now, could be sitting at 15 or 16. So that is my personal expectation here. But then you'll see it's like around the $15 to $16 is going to see significant resistance, I would say. And if we grab the EMAs, EMAs are not even... Yeah, it would have to go above all EMAs. So it might actually drop off at the 15.5 and see resistance there and come back. But for it to go above the EMAs, it does that quite often, so... I think that's going to happen. You know, it's going to go above the EMAs, spike, come down again. And then sort of see a higher low, and then create an uptrend, potentially. But that will be dependent on the stock market remaining stable as well. We've got about 11 minutes left until the market is going to go open. I want to go back to C3.ai. It is still down 12 percentage points. That is just... Whew, that is bananas. I'm going to be deleting all these lines here. Yeah, it is holding up, though. It is not leaving that $105, of course, so... It's not like it's down 20%. It's down 12%. It's a substantial amount. I would say it looks more like a dip than anything. Let me, US oil is going up 1.4 percentage points. It's recovering after that downturn. Gold is barely recovering, but it's holding up at the 1726. Let's see. Palantir is up 1.1% now. VacQ Elon tweet. Let me check. Wow. That went really fast. Let's just put it that way. Palantir's doing good. C3.ai is getting crushed. Xpeng is getting crushed. Neo's getting crushed. Amazon, meh. Apple actually doing okay. Snowflake still flat. Tesla still down. You know, after like you see the stock market rebound the way it does, I would say it is quite usual for stocks to be correcting a little amount as people take profits. Let's see. Yeah, it is definitely holding up here. I am really gonna have to get a new desk here. It is like the most frustrating desk ever. It is not giving me space for my legs. So I'll probably get a new desk very soon. Let's see, 25.08. Nothing quite significant here. MVIS is ripping. MVIS is ripping. Oh, wow. 10% to 10% back to back. But to be fair, I think MVIS is being pumped up by Wall Street bets. Like every now and then they just sweep in and just buy the shares, making it go up. I think it was also shorted by quite an amount. Meanwhile, they still don't really have like substantial earnings, but their market cap is like $2.5 billion. Like if you would compare it to like C3.ai, like C3.ai is a lot cheaper than Microvision right now. But yeah, if they're projecting high earnings, then maybe that could validate it. But I haven't seen anything colorful. It's been pretty bad. Although they do have solid technology, which could potentially be used in. It's their LiDAR technology, right? Could be used in EVs and just vehicles in general. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, so I want to check Neo right now. So there's 6 minutes left until the market opens, and so far Neo not recovering at all. I did expect it to recover here, so let's see what happens there. It could very well do that. I think a lot of people would buy the dip. Given that the markets are not actually selling off. QQQs are recovering very, very fast. Look at that. VIX is going down, which is good. Dow Jones is still not updated yet. Apple now going up even further. So, so far not going back to the 125 or even the 126 for that matter. It is holding up here. Question is this going to be lasting? Yeah, it does seem like on the 5 minutes we're definitely heading up for open on Apple. On the 30 minutes it's crossing downwards. So not looking good there. 1 hour, same story, I would say. I'd say a tiny correction would be wise. But what it could do, I mean, we could see like a repeat of one of these moves that we saw in the past. You know what I mean? Or this move, or, you know, we've seen this several times. Sitting at 128.4 in the pre-market. Xbank still down 5%. C3.ai, absolute slaughter. Very, very unlucky. Still a great business though, so I don't mind buying more at the $105 or $107. 4 more minutes. Let's see. Hold up, guys. Let me just check something out right now. Yeah, Rocket or RKT. Let me check that out right now. Rocket Companies is skyrocketing. Did expect something like that, but obviously this is now happening because of the one and only Wall Street bets. They're pumping it up again. I think there was a short squeeze coming because there was like a high percentage of the shares owned by insiders, and the shares that are in the float, the shares that are available, are being shorted heavily. So those people are going to be squeezed out now. And that's why it's going up so fast. It's not for like actual fundamentals, because they well, I guess they have they do have interesting amounts of revenue. Hold up. This is not serious, right? This doesn't make sense. Oh, this was annual earnings for 2019. What? How do they have a market cap of 2.8 billion? Oh yeah, so finance, rental, leasing. Okay, cool. That could be the case, yeah. I was already like super confused about that. Like, yeah, their quarterly earnings have gone up quite a lot. So they should be doing fine. I mean, even quite recently, they had like significant value, a significant valuation on the market cap. 2 more minutes left. The dollar is going down now, which is good for stonks in general. With the QQQs still not going down, holding up. Man, I really have to fix my setup. This is so uncomfortable. I cannot sit back. It is just the most frustrating thing. But if I move the laptop, it's going to disconnect the live stream. So should have fixed that like right before going live. Like if I would sit straight up, that would alleviate a lot of the problems that I'm experiencing right now. But I just cannot reach my laptop and mouse that way. We'll be fixing that the next live stream. Because I'm like bending my back over the whole time, which is like really taking a strain. That's why I'm quiet sometimes. It's like, oh gosh, the pain. It's an interesting thing. Palantir is up 0.69%. Tesla's not doing much. AI is down 11.69 percentage points, and the markets are open. My gosh, that is a significant amount. Let me see if I can get some AI shares. I'm going to be buying some right now as it's down this much. See if my app can open up. It's taking a long time here. Yeah, it's down almost 12% right now, C3.ai. Let's see how fast it's going to rebound. It's probably going to stay low for quite some time. Yeah, my app, for some reason, not letting me buy or sell. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'll be getting some C3.ai right now at this current price. I'll get 10, and if it goes lower, I'll get another 10. And there we go. That's how you buy the dip. Well, could go lower for all I care. But I do think the company is positioned well. I don't think they're going to be a bad investment. Let's just put it that way. Right. And let me check my own portfolio here. Yeah, Apple's actually doing quite good. Hey, look at that. It's already up 2 percentage points. That is fantastic. Alright, there we go. Someone is saying, Gara, I would wait 2 or 3 days on C3.ai. Well, how long do you want to wait? Because it's kind of fallen off like $70. Like, that is a significant discount. I will take advantage of every downturn from here on. If it goes to the $100, I'll put in another 10. It goes to the $90, another 10. I do not mind. It has a great leadership, great products. The market is growing super fast. The company is growing super fast. Of course, it had bad earnings, but every company on the planet has bad earnings from time to time. I don't think my conviction in this company is changing. Let's go back to XPV. Oh my gosh. Xpeng is taking a massive hit. Neo's taking a massive hit. It is now going against what I thought was going to be happening for Neo, which is very surprising actually, because the market itself is not that negative. It's down a little bit, but lots of people selling out of Neo now, and I think it's primarily retail. I don't think it's institutions in general. Like, this massive dump, that was institutions. What's happening right now is retail traders are selling, because the volume is not even impressive. So people are afraid, and because they're afraid, they're selling. It's not based off of anything. It's just, oh, I'm afraid. Let me just sell right now, take profits. Which I think if you can like cut profit, I would say taking a bit of profits is fine. But if a company is still going to be performing really good down the road, selling off like this in panic doesn't make a lot of sense. Palantir is still holding up. Well, these companies like Tesla, AI, Xpeng, Neo, Amazon, Apple, they're all negative at the moment. Cover Apple. Oh yeah, Apple. So like I said, my expectation was that because Apple had such a nice run that it would take a bit of a breather, come back to the 126 at least, maybe even the 125, bottom out in that range, and then bounce off that level, and we would see it go up to the 130s, which is coincidentally, it is happening right now. So I would love to see Apple go back to the 125. I might buy some. Palantir is moving up. How much is it moving up? 1.3%. That is actually pretty dope. It's not bad. C3.ai is moving up as well. It's not even the market's moving up in general. It's just these individual stocks are moving up. Xpeng is still negative. Yeah, Apple's now correcting back to the 126. Like we expected, you know, I did say it very clearly, like, hey guys, there's a high probability that's going to be happening. It's happening in real time. BNGO is going up like we expected as well. Nano Dimension, same story. We would have to zoom out a little bit. Yeah, I did expect it to go up substantially, so it's going up slowly now, but we'll see some significant upside on both of those. Apple still selling off. Amazon is recovering. Also expected that to happen. This arrow is, by the way, from like a couple days ago. Like the 23rd, I believe. Tesla. Man. Tesla looking quite weak now in the 30 minutes. 4 hours still strong. Daily chart looking still quite good. What happened here? What the hell? What the actual hell? Do you see that? How did the price spike that way? Oh, that's a bug. Because I cannot see it on different time zones, time frames. Now down about 1.2%. Palantir still up a percentage point, you know, looking quite good. AI down 11%. Xpeng down 7% now. Gosh, that is brutal. That is absolutely brutal. Apple is still down. Dow Jones, I think it's frozen. It's not opening up. It's not up 2%, is it? It was up 2% yesterday, but not today. Yeah, Palantir is still holding up. So while everything is going into the negative territory, you see Palantir holding up quite nicely. C3.ai now at the 106, holding up that level. It seems like it doesn't want to fill that gap, but like I said in the past, there's a chance it will. Now at the 105, I'm going to be buying a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Bought 5 more shares at the 106. This is how I average down, you know, it's like, oh, it goes down a little bit. Oh, cool. Let's get a discount. What is happening? Some people said that Nikola was actually heading up. And they have revenue of 500,000. What? Oh, that was the annual revenue. Okay, cool. So then they're still burning money. It doesn't make sense to buy Nikola. And let me just put my AirPods in this case. AI is down 13%. Obviously, I bought at the 106, so I'm still negative on those. CCIV below 30. I mean, I personally expected CCIV to be dropping here, like, quite substantially. And then just run flat. It could run flat for a couple weeks, because where's the hype? Where are the catalysts with CCIV? We already know that the merger is going to happen. So it's just going to be the patience, well, the waiting game, I would say. We're going to have to wait until the merger. A couple weeks before the merger, it's going to skyrocket We know that almost guaranteed, unless something really negative happens. So if anything, it's all going to be dependent on that merger, which is going to be happening in roughly April, which is like a month from now. So we've got some time until then, where the stock price is just going to consolidate. Let's see what's happening here. AI is still down 12 percentage points. It's roughly at the IPO price. Kind of funny. It's now close to that IPO price. And let's see. Oh my gosh, Neo's still down 8%. It is. It's not creating a lower low yet. But it's getting there. Like, it's getting there. C3.ai is holding the 105. Tesla is down 1.5%. The QQQs are selling off almost a percentage point now. We have Apple coming back to the 126. Like we did expect with Apple. You know, that would be happening. The dollar's kind of going up now. So... We'll see what happens there. US 100, Nasdaq not doing well. S&P still in recovery mode, and it's kind of correcting now. This is quite usual. We're not seeing anything unusual. What would be very unusual if the stock market would just go up back to back like 3 percentage points, like it's nothing. That would be quite unusual. Usually when you see like a 3% upside move on the Nasdaq, you genuinely see some downside, like a 0.5 percentage point to a percentage point. And then the day after, it can go up another percentage point. Gara, do you think Neo will bottom out today? Possibly, yeah. Possibly. Although that volume is scary. Look at that volume, you know, this spiking. And it's all selling pressure. So, I think it will come back up. I'm not that worried about it. I am not that worried about this whole situation. I think most of the negativity is already priced in. Let's go back to Xpeng. Still suffering right now, so everything is still in the red. It's been an absolute bloodbath, and it's still going on actually, because we have not seen like significant moves to the upside. It's just all downside pressure. Because while these stocks are all selling off, like big time, you've got Chevron, for example. Let me just search it up. It's doing good. It's doing perfectly fine. Let's check JP Morgan. I think they're up as well. Let's see. JP Morgan up 0.5 percentage point, just casually recovering to the upside. Meanwhile, you have AI selling off 13%, Xpeng 7%, Neo 9%. That capital has to go somewhere, so it's going into value stocks most likely. Until we see the situation change. Snowflake is still following that trajectory, so it's not falling off that hard. But yeah, just EV stocks in general having a tough one because of these supply shortages, I would say. Yeah, Palantir is up 1%. Palantir is doing what we said it would be doing. So, what is this? Oh, wait, that was the trend line, right? So, Palantir is doing quite fine. Neo is down almost 10%. It is definitely crossing the line here. This is quite worrisome. You have to look at it this way. Their earnings weren't that bad. It's not like it was terrible earnings. Yet it's still selling off at the 40s. But we recently saw the 60s, right? So we're still down like significant amounts, like 30% or something. Maybe even more than that. And it's still selling off. That is an indication of growth stocks and tech stocks just not being that attractive right now. I'm very tempted to buy Neo stock now. I might just do that. I might just get some Neo stock. Let me just check the time frames. Hold up. Can I get some? Yeah, I got some Neo stock. Got like a couple shares. Three shares. Not a big amount, but I'll get more as it goes lower. If it goes lower at all, that'll be the question, right? But yeah, Neo is definitely looking quite interesting. You never worry. You must not have many shares. Actually, I do have a lot of shares. It's just, it doesn't make sense to be worried all the time because it's going to affect your decision making. And if it affects your decision making, you cannot make good decisions and you're going to lose all your money. This is why I don't worry. It's more strategical. I do feel the emotions, but I genuinely, I'm very good at like handling those. And it comes with experience, right? It comes with experience. If you see your stock go down 20% and the fundamentals are still good, there's no reason to be panicking. Let me just have to adjust my microphone just a little bit. Yeah, so Palantir is kind of selling off a bit, but it's still... Like I said, it's going to stay flat. It's been staying flat for like almost 2 weeks now. So that is coming true, which is good. Neo is now still down 9%. C3.ai still staying very low. It's below the 10 billion mark. Interestingly enough. They have not updated the earnings. So, can't see the new earnings here. They'll do that in probably in a couple days. Would be nice to see that there. But yeah, Verizon. Let me check Verizon. What is Verizon doing right now? Also, not up, not down that much, and I would say it's going to be killing it. Looking at the weekly chart, they're looking pretty good. So Verizon as a value stock or a value play, that would. I think they're going to be killing it. Look at the 4-hour chart for Neo. Let me just delete these. Yeah, it looks like it's quite negative still. I mean, the trend suggests that it could come back to these levels, the $40. But I'm not buying it because the Nasdaq is still very low, and if the Nasdaq goes up the coming days, or just the stock market in general, you will not see this happen. So that's why I'm just very cautious here. I mean, as long as these are going to be higher lows, you know, like these were higher lows in comparison to these lows, I think it will be just fine. Negative scenario would be that this is going to be a downtrend to the lower 40s and maybe even the higher 30s, which would be right here, and then would bounce again. But that is like worst case scenario. I am still hoping for a bounce to the upside here. And Nasdaq's going more negative now. So more and more stocks going to the downside. On both the SPX and on the Nasdaq. Apple down a percentage point back to the 126. It bounced off of it a little bit. So that has come through fruition. C3.ai is down 13.6 percentage points. Would you look at that? It is still not reached the all-time low, which is going to be roughly 92. We have a 50 Swedish krona donation coming in from Karina Nguyen. And she says SOXL because of what in the world? Let me check it out for you. SOXL. Whoa. What is going on? I thought the price was here, you know what I mean? Direction shares ETF trust daily semiconductor bull 3x. So semiconductors went down 33%. Really? What is happening here? What is happening here? That is not right. Something is really wrong here. I don't know what. But either demands for this ETF has decreased or something is happening. I don't know. This is not what you would normally see. Or it's a glitch. Could be a glitch. I don't know. Let me look it up on Google. If it's like that, I mean, SOXL. No, it is. What the hell? Here it says down 4%. I don't know what that. Somebody needs to tell me what happened here because that looks. It's a stock split, right? It has to be a stock split or something like that. Yeah, I was like confused, you know. I was like, what? It has to be a stock split. But they have not adjusted it yet, so they're going to be adjusting the whole chart, and then it's going to be looking pretty fine. 93%, yeah, because they've done a significant stock split here, of course. Of course I knew that. No, I actually did know. Something was up here. This is not like a sell-off or something like that. But yeah, it was a stock split. Semiconductors shortage in the world. Yeah, that is bullish on the semiconductors. What's happening with Nvidia? Well, they don't produce these. They need the semiconductors. So Semiconductor ETF. It's been killing it lately. Although it's down today, it's down 1.5% because you know, it's kind of pricey right now. I guess people are buying the Neo dip. QQQ's not going down too much, which is good news. C3.ai going down even further. Look at that, 14.4 percentage points. It's now filling the gap. C3.ai, like I said previously, it could, worst case, fill the gap here, which is now filling. I am so tempted to get some more. Which, you know what? I will get some more. I'll get some more. I'll get roughly another 5 as it's filling that gap. There we go. All right. Sergey Caprian coming in with a $5 donation. And he says, what is a better buy in your opinion? Nano Dimension or BNGO? I think the better deal, like this is not financial advice. I think I like, yeah, it's a tough one, yeah. So what I like about BNGO, I think that market is growing really fast, and I think it's a, let's just look at earnings. Yeah, right, so I think short-term BNGO is looking better. But BNGO has a larger market cap, right? So 1.5 billion market cap already. And Nano Dimension, I mean, I've heard some sketchy things about Nano Dimension. Not as much about BNGO. I think I prefer BNGO, Bionano Genomics. The reason I prefer BNGO is because they're a little bit more established, and their technology. I've actually looked at their technology. Not that I'm like an expert at it, but was looking quite good. The total addressable market looking quite good as well. With Nano Dimension, I get the feeling that like they're offering shares all the time, right? New shares. They're diluting current shareholders. And if you would take a look at their history, I mean, what I'm just afraid of is that they're at some point gonna dilute shareholders so much it's just gonna be a penny stock again. Because yeah, with Bionano Genomics, they didn't have the need to be doing that. They might do in the future, but it's a tough one for both of these companies. I mean, they're both in industries that are growing super rapidly. But I think Bionano Genomics is just doing better. Shrikant Kumar says, dude, stop making people buy C3 with you. It was your mistake and get over with it. You're giving wrong advice to people. I'm not giving advice. To clarify that, I am not giving advice. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just telling you what I'm buying, what I think is great. I still think that C3.ai is a great company. This fallacy is similar to, let's just grab Tesla, right? Let's say that I was just talking about Tesla, and then suddenly Tesla took a hit, right? Let's say I bought Tesla at $170, and oh my gosh, Tesla goes to $60, right? And this is like you telling me, oh hey, the company has fallen a lot, so it's a bad company. No, that is not how it works. Just because the share price is going down, it does not mean that the company is bad. It's not the case. We saw the same thing with Tesla. Guess what happened? Tesla went all the way to the 300s, and if I bought it at 170, I would be very happy because it's now sitting at like what, $700. So I think the same thing goes for C3.ai. It's a great company. I do not think that C3.ai is going to go anywhere. It's going to go to the upside very soon. It's had a bad quarter. Happens from time to time, you know? You cannot have excellent quarters every quarter. Just doesn't happen. But the thing is, that's the thing. I always tell you guys, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't listen to me. Do your own due diligence. This is what I'm doing. This is what I think is going to be happening. It is not meant to be financial advice. You buy at your own risk. There we go. Palantir is at 0.6. Look at that. Snowflake is pumping. Snowflake pumping for earnings. I don't think that pump is going to last. BNGO also pumping. But with Snowflake, I would say 290 would be like the cap, if anything. Let's see what's happening here. C3.ai is now at 103.8, down 14 percentage points. Look at that. Yeah, there's nothing incredibly... Like, there's nothing too crucial happening. We're just seeing the Nasdaq consolidate at that level. And the SPX is also, I would say, looking okay. It's not selling off, which is pretty good. Do you still have your GME? No, I do not have GameStop. What is happening with GameStop? Let me check. What is happening there with GameStop? It is still up a lot. Lots of these stocks are down. GameStop is holding up. Very strange. Neo's coming back up. People buying the dip, I guess. Same with Tesla, I would say. They're both following that path now. Meanwhile, C3.ai is still very negative at the moment. Look at that selling volume. You can see right here, lots of selling volume. These are institutions getting out, actually. Institutions are getting out. That has to be institutions. Can't be anything else. Look at that. 51,000. That is like $5 million. $5 million worth of shares. Yep, still in the downturn. We'll see how long that will last. Let me check Bumble. Hey, Bumble's also down, but Bumble's kind of recovering there. Snowflake, BNGO, Palantir. Palantir is just gradually heading back up. XBank is still taking the L. With the well, it had a recent lockup period expiration on it, so to be fair, that is quite a reasonable thing for it to be happening right there. Let's see. I think I didn't mute my audio, so I heard the Discord. What happened on Discord, though? Yeah, today is definitely a bloody day for some stocks out there, including C3.ai. C3.ai, just Neo, C3.ai, XBank, looking quite bloody at the moment. I wouldn't necessarily say that this stuff happens often. Look at that Snowflake, still rebound mode. Going toward the 290s, as expected. Yeah, so this doesn't happen every other day, you know, like these kind of sell-offs. It's, I think it's down 50%. It's more than 50% probably. $90. No, not 50% yet. Not quite yet. roughly 40%, I would say. 40-ish percent to the downside. Yeah, about 40% from all-time. Well, that is not even the all-time high. All-time high is at 185. Technicals are quite terrible, I would say. Oversold. If anything, daily chart is getting to oversold territory. Weekly is not showing anything at all. Although the volume has gone down a lot since the IPO, which is kind of normal. You do see that happening. And recently it went up because people sold off. See what's happening with Snowflake. Snowflake is still going. It is still going for earnings. There's just so much cash in the market that has to be reallocated. It's going to Snowflake. Let's go to the 30 minutes. And on the 30 minutes, you can see that Snowflake is exactly following this pattern. Although right here we saw a bit of a bounce. But still, going upwards for earnings. I expected that to be happening here. Would have been a bull trap because 2 days after earnings, there's going to be lockup period expiration, which means that a lot of insiders are going to be selling, which will cause another sell-off. And yeah, Apple's still negative, market's still negative, which is, as long as the market is not selling off big time, I am happy. I am perfectly happy. We just want the markets to remain stable today. Let's see. C3.ai is getting dumped left and right. You know why that is happening? I actually researched this. This is happening because investors bought C3.ai for very cheap. They got in at like $40, $45, $50, $60. And this was at like right before the IPO. So a lot of these shares are owned by institutions that got in very cheap, and they sold at every spike. At every spike they sold, which is interesting. I wonder how many shares they've got left to be selling, to be really honest. Let me check the institutional ownership in C3.ai. Maybe they've recently updated it. Could be the case. Because once that is gone, you know, once that artificial selling is gone, then you'll finally see some upside. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. C3.ai, 46% institutional ownership. That is a lot. That is like quite a lot, actually. And let me see. When was this updated, though? No, this was updated quite recently. At the end of December. Well, recently, 2 months ago. It's fascinating. Yeah, names like BlackRock, Vanguard, etc., etc. Looking at it right now. They were selling on bad earnings. So that was probably these spikes to the upside. Institutions buying in, now selling off. So those were new buyers. Okay, interesting. Yeah, it's so unfortunate. They don't update these numbers right away. Look at that. Snowflake is pumping even further. 2.5% almost there. Further along, you see Neo is coming back now. Green candle there. Lots of buying pressure coming in. It could come back into this bullish zone that we kind of pointed out Neo was going to be heading in. So I'm still expecting that to be happening. XPeng is still down 6%. At some point it was down like 8% or something. So interesting. Apple is heading back up. So I think that downturn is now over. Potentially. So maybe this will be the where we see Apple skyrocketing. Meanwhile, the Nasdaq is still down. S&P is still down. Nothing changed there, but you see most of these stocks are now heading up, despite the market still being at similar levels. Let's see. Oh, just want to be focusing on C3.ai a little bit. Yeah, it's still looking pretty bad. Palantir is now heading up, finally going up a percentage point or two. My Neo position has been skyrocketing. I bought Neo at, what is it, $45. I put some leverage behind it, and it's it's going up a lot because of this, well, this 2%, 3% upturn. Let's go back. I want to check the Russell 2000. The US 2000. There we go. That is negative. That is quite negative. It's even more negative than the Nasdaq, which is now going real negative now. Despite the Nasdaq now going down, Palantir's holding up. You know, you see Neo's holding up. Especially BNGO is doing perfectly fine. Snowflake pulling back a bit. Yeah, Palantir now up 1.5%. So some buying pressure coming in from there. Neo is still down, but still climbing up. Look at that. It's getting into the bullish channel now. And my position on Neo is skyrocketing indeed. Same with my Palantir position. Is anything specifically down a lot? Like XPeng is down a lot. Anything else? No, not really. Look at that. Almost up 2 percentage points now in Palantir. Looking quite solid. It's pumping, alright. Palantir is pumping. Look at that. 2.3% to the upside now. Meanwhile, C3.ai is still a bloodbath. Barely any green, right? So most of it is just red, 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 red. That's selling though. I mean, it's so coincidental that like the stock has been going down and then you get bad earnings. It's like really interesting. Not gonna say insider trading, but I would not be surprised if like somebody knew that earnings was not gonna be that good. That allowed them to get out of the position. They're probably still in C3.ai, these institutions, but it's just If you know earnings are going to be substantially worse than what everybody expects, you would want to trim your positions. Well, look at that. That is that is a sign of trimming positions. Put it that way. It's just really coincidental. Palantir is skyrocketing. Look at that, 2.7%. Still following the trend now. Very good stuff. Look at that. So Palantir going to the moon now. Almost up 3 percentage points. C3.ai is going up. Look at that. C3.ai is going up like 1.5%. Looking a little bit slightly better than that bloodbath that we initially saw happening. I'm gonna buy a little bit more C3.ai, just like 2 more shares, just in case that the trend reverses now. I want to get my average as low as possible with C3.ai. I now have an average of $114, roughly around that price. So if C3.ai would go up 10%, I'll be perfectly fine, personally. This is why I DCA. I love to do that. I do not like to go all in at very high prices. So it would be funny if C3.ai would like double in price like in the next 2 months. That would be just great. But yeah, I'm more of a fan of Palantir, but I would not say that C3.ai is a very bad company or anything like that. I think they're in a unique sector where, you know, applying AI in enterprises, like, who's doing that right now? Literally nobody. Nobody's doing that right now. As large as they are, you know? And they have the legendary Thomas Siebel at the head of the company. He's a little bit old, but yeah, I think he'll do fine. Somebody says at some point you have to stop doubling down. If I know that the company is going to go to shreds, I would do that. But the company is actually hiring more people. They're actually doing better and better. It's not like they're doing worse. They're doing better and better and better. How many shares you have of C3? Let me check. 60 shares now. It's not a big amount for some people, but keep in mind I'm a 23-year-old, and I diversify a little bit now, just a little bit, given the environments. Roughly 60 shares. And I cut back every now and then if I see very, very good opportunities. Palantir looking good. Let's see. Xpeng 33.3. That is bad. Neo is coming back up super fast. Look at that. Neo to the moon. Never doubt your vibe. Indeed. Never don't. Yeah, my Neo position is skyrocketing, to say not the least. Looking quite good. Neo at the 47. coming back up in this bullish channel where we said Neo was going to trade in. So, hell yeah. It seems like it will come back. And this is the 30 minutes. The 4 hours is looking even better. Yeah, it's looking okay. I meant the daily chart. Daily chart trend is generally about to be heading up. So, come back in Neo. Seeing that happen right now. Going back to Palantir, up 2.02%. Generally, when it goes to that 25, it just sells off. It might be that insiders are trading, I would say, selling it off there, but it's been kind of strange. Both XBang and Neo now heading upwards from where it kind of fell off. Look at that, C3.ai making a comeback. The Nasdaq is coming back up as well. We'll see if C3.ai was a great opportunity right now or not in the coming weeks. What is happening to Rocket? Let me check RKT. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is just, that is the doing of Wall Street bets. It cannot be anything else. Yeah, I think I have a wound. My leg is bleeding. Ugh. Give me 1 second, guys. My leg is bleeding. I think I hit something sharp. C3.ai actually coming back up 3 percentage points. So hopefully we'll fill the gap soon. Palantir doing okay for itself. Snow, yeah, doing okay. Like, software companies doing okay now. Give me 1 sec. I'll be back in a sec. I'm gonna have to clean a wound. That'll be fine. Oh, the logo looks so trippy. Look at that. It's because of the green screen, I think. But yeah, that's the Lucid t-shirt that I'm wearing right now. It looks way better if there's no software going in the background trying to find the color green and sifting that out. Show me your desk. I'll donate $5 for a new desk. Yeah, it's a rather small desk. Like, as in, there's not a lot of leg room. Let's see. No, it's okay. I think I'll be able to finance the desk. Thank God. Thanks to you guys through Patreon. I appreciate that a lot. I'll probably get a new desk very soon. I don't see the need of it right now. It annoys me, but it's not like at the level where I'm like, oh, well. But if I need a desk, I'll get a desk. Definitely. Let's see. 25.3. Yeah, portfolio's killing it now. It is definitely C3.ai getting closer to the 110. The 110. Lovely stuff happening here. Show me your friends, Gara, and they'll show you your future. Wow. BNGO, Amazon, looking pretty dope right now. Yeah, I did notice something, especially with the live streaming. Apparently, it's actually something I noticed. So, when I used to not upload videos, the live stream would be more recommended for some reason. I think it has to do with YouTube's own settings. So we would have more viewers, roughly 1,300 at some point. But when I do upload videos and live stream at the same time on the same day, for some reason the algorithm is like, you know what? We're not going to recommend the live stream so often, and we'll let the video rule. So apparently YouTube has a preference for videos, which makes sense. So it will, instead of advertising the live stream, it's going to advertise the videos. So I'm going to find a balance in that very soon. Because it's only a problem if... So let's say I upload a video now, and then I go live. I notice like a significant amount of viewers will not be on the live. They'll be watching the video. So I'll have to time that properly in the future, because I did notice that today as well. Just so you guys know, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, and the fact that I sounded a little bit grumpy today, I do. Some people pointed it out. It's like, hey, Gara, your voice is making me fall asleep. I have to admit, I planned up waking up earlier today, and I woke up very early, very grumpy, and then fell asleep again. And I don't generally just slept really bad today. Just happens from time to time, I guess. And I haven't eaten anything yet, so I'm gonna have to eat something. Also on a diet, so sleeping bad and not eating enough, and that kind of does have an influence on your mood, generally speaking, I would say. So both things that I'm working on, you know, sleeping at proper times, and I would say also eating a bit less, lose that corona weight, if you know what I mean. Gara has the voice of a 40-year-old post office guy. Damn, that is brutal. Gara, you gotta get all hyped. Yeah, of course, I get that. But it's sometimes it's like it just doesn't go. It doesn't happen too often, but today was like really weird. Let's see. Can you do a video on Alibaba? I know you don't like this stock. Been asking for 4 days. Paul S. coming in with a $5 donation, and he says this is a donation for a new desk. Hate seeing you suffering trying to be frugal. Thank you so much, Paul. Appreciate it. I'll definitely get a new desk. I think I'm gonna have to. The thing is, everything is in lockdown right now. I can't go to like a store or anything and kind of see how the desk looks like. So that's why I've been putting that off, because I can't go to the stores. But starting today, actually, people are allowed to go to stores. So I'm probably gonna get a new desk very soon. We'll be doing that very soon. Gary, you should bob your head to some rock music. Yeah, I like rock. It's just not like my favorites. What is my favorite music? I like a lot of genres. It's just Palantir selling off, Tesla selling off, AI selling off, Xpeng selling off, Neo selling off, Nasdaq selling off. There you go. So the Nasdaq is taking a big dump. Hopefully it does not continue, because it would be very worrisome if the Nasdaq would come down all the way back to the 12,000. So, my personal thing, like, I would say if the Nasdaq doesn't dump back to the 12,000s, we're gonna see very, very high levels again. But so far, everything is looking more and more negative. Jason Bourne coming in with a $2 donation, and Jason says, "Did you sell all your CCIV?" Yeah, I did. How long you give him to prove CO? I sold my CCIV. I did a swing trade from 28 till 32. So that's how I did it. Prove their company. Oh, how long would I give them? I think they're already proven. But I would say it's going to take a while until the merger happens. And the price could definitely come back to 25 at some point if the market's correct a bit further or anything like that. I think CCIV, Lucid Motors, pretty legit. They have products. They have factories. They have a supply shortage right now. So, yeah, I can only say that looks like they're quite proven. Here we go. That wound is cleared up. Somebody's saying that Twitter is overbought. Oh, yeah, I actually estimated that to be happening. It hasn't happened yet, but, you know, who knows? Could be happening very soon. Yeah, so it could happen there. Daily chart. Especially on the daily chart, right? So the daily chart looks not so bad, not so good. Looks like it's going to fall off there. But keep in mind, if the stock market heads up, Twitter is going to head up probably. But this is a very large overextension. Yeah, nothing particular happening there in general. All right, guys. I think I'm going to be wrapping up the live stream now. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to be taking a bit of a break. Haven't eaten lunch, for that matter. So I'm going to be eating something. And I will be back roughly 3 hours from now with another live stream because we're going to be covering stocks again before the market closes. We'll see how stocks are going to be heading. This was what I was expecting with the stock market. I genuinely did think we're going to see a little bit of negativity today, but not too much, and we would just gradually head back upwards. So hopefully that will happen. I think today, if anything, stocks that are down substantially are going to be rising, and stocks that are down a little bit are going to keep going down a little bit. Like Palantir is not going negative because it's already down like 40% or something like that, something crazy like that from the all-time high. Snowflake, same story. Although C3.ai, very, very bad luck, I would say. Bad earnings. I expected good earnings. Good earnings would have made the difference like 100%. So it seems like it's going to remain in that kind of bearish zone for maybe 2 weeks. So it's going to remain in this range instead of going to the 140 or 150. But I still do think the fundamentals on C3.ai are solid. I don't think that C3.ai is going anywhere. They have a still okay growth rate of 19%. For the year, they're going to be growing roughly 20%. So I think that's the main reason why people were selling it off. Now, for all the other stocks, I do expect them all to be coming back as the Nasdaq comes back. So expecting that to be happening in the next coming days, unless the correction keeps going, which in that scenario, that would be a bit worrisome. So imagine going back. Yeah, so I don't think that'll happen, but who knows? If yields go up, could happen. I am very cautious right now. Dollar cost averaging, not going all in, etc. But yeah, guys, follow me on Twitter. Twitter link will be down below in the description. I update you guys on particular stocks that are going to be heading up on the stock market. I update you guys on the economy as well. So follow me on Twitter. Twitter link will be down below in the description. You can also join the Discord server, which the link for that will be down below as well. The Discord server is where we talk about stocks, we share ideas, we pretty much have an awesome time in the Lucid Traders community. The Discord server link will also be down below in the description. If you would like to support the channel, Lucid Trading, and get many benefits in return, you can check out the Patreon. The Patreon link will be down below in the description. I would appreciate that a lot, since that is what is currently fueling the channel. And you will get buy and sell signals, early access, consultations. The public account will be uploaded there when there are significant changes, so you can see where I'm currently at on stocks, and it would genuinely help out the channel quite a bit. So check it out. All the links are down below, guys. I hope you guys hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. If you did, hit the like, subscribe to the channel. All right, guys. I'm going to be going now. I'll be back in a couple hours. I'll also be uploading videos. So, I'm actually going to be uploading a different kind of video. Hopefully there's still some people left. Yeah, because there are still some people left. I'm going to be uploading a video where I'm going to be covering a couple dozen of stock with the technicals, right? So like what I do in the live streams, but then more compact. So I'm going to be kind of experimenting with that. If people like it, I'll keep on doing it. But I'm going to be trying that out today. So head over to the Discord and let me know which stocks you guys want me to be analyzing in that video. We're going to do technical analysis on a broader scale, not just one stock. And we'll be doing that alongside with the normal videos that I'll be uploading. So, all right. Right. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in a couple hours. Thank you for being here. You guys are awesome. Good luck with trading, and be cautious. Don't go all in. Dollar cost average. Those things are very important. Like I've said in the past, I'm not a financial advisor. All the content is for edutainment, educational and entertainment purposes only. All right, I'll be heading now. So, see you very soon. Lucid Trading out.